but you ready?
Yeah, I've got it recording. I'm just
Okay, sounds good. All right, welcome to the Judgmental Podcast, y'all. I am in Orange County, California, sufficiently traumatized. I thought that Kentucky Family Court was bad, but I've never seen anything like this, Hugh.
it sounds like it. So tell me a couple stories if you can. Like
Well, I mean, and just let me be clear, I haven't seen it because for the most part, I don't think people are allowed in there, and there's no cameras allowed in courtrooms at all. Like there are no video recordings of family court in California anywhere at all.
but you've told me stories of people that have been kept from seeing their child unsupervised for better part of a year and have never gotten to even have a hearing or speak in front of the court.
No, I mean, we have a mom that literally lost her child while she was breastfeeding. I've got a mom that hasn't seen her kid in 9 months without ever testifying in court based on an ex parte order that just keeps going and going and going, no criminal charges. And this is like so sad. This is what I told you. I was like trying to trial prep with her, just be like, okay, like, can you state your name for the record? How old are you? Name your child, who's his or her teacher. And this person was like, I've never had a lawyer do that, and spent more than six figures on a lawyer.
That's that's crazy. And this is the person you were telling about who had multiple lawyers, correct?
Yes.
And no lawyer has prepped them for court in any way, shape, or form.
And no, I mean, you could tell by looking at her face, like, because, as lawyers, we're supposed to kind of prep our clients, how to control the narrative. When you get in front of a judge, you may have 30 minutes to tell your side of the story. You don't want to go down a rabbit hole of something that happened 6 years ago that's not really relevant to like best interest of the child now in the present day. But I can't imagine six figures and not a single attorney has prepped her, nor this case has been going on 6 or 7 years, nor has she ever testified.
Yeah, I don't know how that's possible. How can you have made a decision about a child's best interest and not spoken with the parent? That's, I
Right.
mean, I understand that, our understanding of best interest comes from Kentucky statutes, but I think they're fairly uniform, and the wishes of the
Right.
parent and quite a few factors regarding the parent are relevant to defining the child's best interest. So it's pretty amazing that you don't hear from a parent at all, and yet you're making these decisions.
It's so similar, like, when we talked to Matt Grant on our last podcast, same patterns are happening. It's like they just keep moving the carrot. It's like, "Okay, well, you'll just agree to supervised visits here, and if you do this for 3 months, then it's over, and then you go back, and there's something else that you have to do." But we've gotta have a serious conversation in this country. We can't just be taking away children, traumatizing children based on ex parte motions, allegations, with a bunch of lawyers and custodial evaluators getting filthy rich.
Yeah, that is, yeah, it's pretty shocking. Yeah, it is definitely a common theme. I remember Matt talking about how ex parte order, and then it gets, it's time limited, but yet it doesn't seem to go away. And then it just,
Mhm.
you come back, and then a couple months you come back, and it just keeps, they keep moving, and they won't tell you what you need to do to get that ex parte order or the temporary restraining order lifted. And years go by, and then we see it happen, unfortunately, all too often in Kentucky as well.
I know, luckily, I mean, if we have one positive thing to say about where we predominantly practiced is, there aren't a whole hell of a lot of ex parte orders. And if there are, hell, you're not 9 months. You know what I mean?
No, but there are plenty of temporary orders. I mean, you go to motion hour, a judge without any hearing based on the unsworn testimony or statement by a friend of court or a guardian ad litem will take someone's parenting time or drastically modify it. And, 2 years can go by, and then all of a sudden you still haven't gotten a final order. You're still living under temporary orders,
Yep.
and you don't have a right to a full hearing. I
Oh,
mean, you
that's
do,
happening
but
all
you're
over
you're not given.
California.
Yeah, you absolutely do
And
have a right. You just they're ignoring it.
yeah. And it is like wild, wild west. It's also very different for me to see this happen where I don't know the players.
Sure. Yeah, I
We're like,
bet.
we know the judges, we know the people that this is happening to, but like when I've never had a conversation with these commissioners, these judges, these minors councils, I like our own bias where it's like, okay, well, I know so and so works
Yeah.
harder. I've had a conversation, but here seeing it, it's like too far removed for me. It's just the system is a mess. I mean,
The
it's a mess.
people
And I'm afraid that's what's going to happen in Kentucky as, these third party appointments just grow and grow and grow
the people you've spoken with there, are they largely from within the same court system or multiple
all over.
jurisdictions all over? Okay.
I mean, I woke up last night, we were up filming until wicked late. And, we've talked about this before. We're lawyers, right? Like, I am not trained to be a therapist. I, don't prefer, like, I don't want to hear about everybody's traumas all the time. I don't know where to put them. I don't know where to store them. And it like sits with me. And my job is to give legal advice. Your job is to, say this
Absolutely.
is the law and this is how you get your best income like outcome, and it's too much for me to handle, to be honest, how traumatizing some of the things I've heard are. Yeah, I think I went down a rabbit hole.
Well, let's take a few steps back. How did you end up in California?
Well, came out here, there's like the nationwide protest, and we are currently filming for a documentary to talk about family court and to talk about the need for judicial accountability and what's happening in family courts all over. And so we've been out here recording in Orange County, which is like a very wealthy, I believe, area.
Very.
And the fact that it's happening out here to the egregious level that it is shocking.
Oh yeah. You don't remember there was a TV show about Orange County.
Oh, I mean, I'm a Bravo girl all day, every day.
Okay, I was
I
about to
actually
say.
drove past the Quiet Woman, which I guarantee you don't know, but I was like, "Oh my god, I've gotta go there and throw a plate." I don't think you'll get that reference, but
All right. Well, this is your second full day
yeah.
there?
Yes, and tomorrow we're gonna go down to Orange County and actually document the protest. But, oh, I woke up to a ton of messages because 'cause we've got actually, California is our second. I know you don't follow the numbers, but is our second state that we get the most downloads in. And I probably had like 50 messages this morning of people being like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're here. It's worse. I know I've been trying to tell you, say something, report on my case." I had a woman be like, "Listen, I'm 15 minutes away from you. If you even need a ride, I'll come pick you up wherever you are. Just like hear my story."
That's fantastic. So how many of your
And it's
people are expected tomorrow at the protest?
I'm hoping, I don't know. There's been 3 days of it. There's an online protest that's been going on, and I think there have been a million plus views on that. And actually, the sneaker guy likes you, which you don't know. They're for frame of reference. He's got a huge following, and he just was on Stand with Meg. But they like our podcast a lot, and he really likes what you say. He's out of New York,
Kind of
or is it New
person.
Jersey?
Ooh.
But it's
Be
out of Jersey.
careful.
Somebody was saying,
Careful.
because everybody knows the sneaker guy. Like he's got like a million followers.
Oh, that's
But anyway, I'm hoping, it'll be a good outcome. And I just would like to see, I'm going to try to get there a little early and see if I can get into court and just like walk around and get a feel for the courthouse. But
sure.
I don't know if they'll let me.
Which court specifically is it?
It's like, it's Orange County. I don't even know how many courthouses are in Orange County. Lamoureux is the one we're going to.
Okay. All right. And is
Mhm.
that one that I've seen from other people's videos?
I don't think so. So I
Okay.
think tomorrow's the last day. There was one in Los Angeles. There were quite a few. Actually, Matt Grant had one today in St. Louis County that was well attended, and actually the local media picked up on it.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Mhm. So it's just crazy. Like everything, I'm talking to all these parents here. They're like, "I thought it was an Orange County problem. I thought it was a Los Angeles problem." And I'm like, I've been saying I thought it was a Louisville problem.
Hmm. No, I really thought it was Louisville specifically, not even all of Kentucky. I thought we had a hyper local problem, and that was all I paid attention to when I was practicing. So this has been
I know.
eye-opening.
Oh my gosh, and then also they have, how we have custodial evaluators. They have these things called 730 evaluations, and it's even nuttier than what ours are doing. I mean, I don't even know, there's a recording and there's a mom story that's coming out, but, like, there's a custodial evaluator that literally, like, there's all kinds of allegations, and this is all, like, some of it's allegedly, some of it happened, but there was a orthodontist that's currently under serious like, child abuse charges involving SA, and the custodial evaluator gave the kids to this dad. And this custodial evaluator's like been involved in so many other cases here in Orange County, other lawsuits, all kinds of allegations. It's just wild.
So
Yeah.
what is 730?
I think that must be like a statue or something. Like we
Okay.
just say like, but they are like, oh, my 7:30 evaluator. Like, and somebody just messaged me right now, like, talk about 7:30 evaluations and how flawed they are. I really think it's just a statue, but I'm not 100%.
Yeah, I'd like to look more into that because I'd like to see the language that other states are using for the appointment of third parties, the use of friend of court, if they use friend of court, how GALs are treated, whether they are attorneys for the children, whether they are guardians, whether they are investigators.
So they don't really, everyone I've talked to doesn't understand the concept of a friend of court. I don't think they have that. They have what they call minors counsel, and I think that's like a guardian ad litem. And apparently a ton of problems there, as we've seen from some of the stuff that like Susan Bassey has reported on out of Northern California. But I don't, everybody also has immunity, like or quasi
Sure.
judicial immunity, same as in Kentucky.
Evaluators as well?
It's my understanding they have immunity here, just like they do where we are, quasi judicial immunity, which
Yeah.
has essentially been interpreted as immunity.
Yeah, sure. I can't think of anyone who's actually successfully gone after one.
And then the other thing is some of these lawyers, like this is the component, and I know I don't really want to go down this rabbit hole, or not even rabbit hole, but this arena because there's so many avenues where people talk about lawyers and we want to talk about judges, judicial accountability, things like that. But there are lawyers that are refusing to give bills. Like I've seen the emails, like, please send me an itemized bill, and they won't do it.
Yeah, so this is, I mean, one of my issues with the family court system is that it's a system, and it sort of creates this machine that just chews up families and doesn't let them go, and they stay through, they're just stuck in this system until the children are adults, and that can't exist if you don't have other people that play along outside of the judges and the court appointed counsel. Like,
Yeah,
if attorneys didn't allow this to happen to a certain extent, it wouldn't happen. So I think it's an important part of the discussion, if not the total focus.
absolutely. And I mean, you listen to like the way that some of these lawyers sell themselves. Hey, I'm the good guy. And that's why, when we first stepped into this space, I was like, we're going to get a lot of hate or questions. Oh, they're a part of the system. Oh, they hold a bar. But then I hear how some of these lawyers talk to potential clients, and you're like, you're feeding them just a bunch of bullshit. And you're not going to, like, you can't tell me you care about the Constitution and it's been a year and your client's never been before a judge.
Yeah.
I
And,
mean,
and, and you make more money. You play along with the system. You keep coming back month after month after month. You keep kicking the ball down the road,
mhm.
and don't have a final hearing, and you keep getting to bill for it.
Yeah, and that's like on the last part, and I want to investigate this and reach out to our Attorney General Russell Coleman and his office. But there's a lot of talk out here about consumer protection
Hmm.
and the fact that they're not getting bills, and the fact that you are entitled to a good faith estimate as far as what these evaluations or what the cost is going to be for litigation. And you and I both know we got GALs and FOCs that do not regularly submit bills to the parents or to the court.
No, that's right. And they don't keep accurate records for their bills, because when I subpoena
Yeah.
them or ask to review them to see who they've met with and for how long, I'm just told, oh, I don't keep very good accurate bills, and I'm too busy to make sure that they're all accurate. Really?
Just, I mean, why do it? And that's the other thing. I've always gone to this like, what is the goal here? What's the missing piece? Why? Is it, quid pro quo? Is it, the C word I don't like to use, corruption, collusion, just because I feel like it loses the audience. But like so often I just think like I was driving through and I'm staying in like a beautiful area. And I was like, you know what? Like there are some lawyers, and we know, I'm not going to name names, but like people that are on the FOC or GAL list. And again, for listeners, it's not all of them in Louisville, but we know the people that want to have power. And I was just like, there are some attorneys and court appointed people that get to have power over people that live
Sure.
this life of quote unquote luxury, and they probably get off on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a long spectrum of C words, starting on one side with the people that are complacent with the system and just allow it to happen and just think, well, that's the judge. They're going to say what who am I to do anything and
Mhm.
stand up and do anything about it? Then at the very opposite end, you have conspiracy, where you have people actually colluding and working together against litigants in the court, which, there are that, there are some pretty highly publicized, cases that we've talked about, it's all bad. It's all very bad. And when we started this and people started talking about us being part of the system, I that just I didn't understand what people were referring to, and then we start hearing people's regular experiences with attorneys, and it's shameful.
It is. It really is. And also, on a really positive note, and then we will wrap up. I can't wait to get back, but we owe you an Adair versus Emberton episode. And we got messages today, y'all, that
That was
pro
fantastic.
se litigants that are representing themselves in court are listening to this podcast and telling the court, hell no, we're not waiving our due process. And we got lawyers that are billing hundreds of dollars an hour in Louisville that are still waving it. So, I mean, claps and y'all for listeners and everybody here that's watching. Hugh was the attorney on that case. So it's a very good case and we'll talk about it later. But
Yeah,
anyway,
that made me so happy. You sent me the text from the pro se litigant that said, "Hell no, I listened to you and Hugh. They're not going to waive it."
yeah,
That's
it's like
really
we
remarkable.
have stressful times and it's like there's so much going on with just like, what we want this brand to be because we want it to be 100% like nonpartisan. I'm not engaging in politics. Judges just need to do their job. We need to follow the Constitution. And the pendulum, we don't want to be a part of any talking points, right? Like politically speaking.
No, I agree, and it just seems very black and white to me. But apparently it's not. Apparently, this
Right.
is a
And
systemic
we
problem
get,
in family court
yeah,
and through lots of other courts.
yeah, and we get like wrapped up in that, but then you come and you meet these people and it's just like it's happening everywhere. And then also we're making a difference with pro se people. So it's like exciting times.
So you're meeting with people from all different states, all over the country.
Yeah. All over California and like so many messages. Like I got please come to Colorado, come to Georgia, come to Minnesota, come to Maryland. It's like we should. I mean, and Judgy's gonna get there eventually, but yeah.
We need a road trip in a big,
LOL.
bus. Get a school bus and paint it up.
Listen, for the documentary last night, we took an RV, we got on top of an RV in Corona del Mar, which is like this gorgeous beach. But I drove there with the person that's like, putting all this together. I swear to God, on these windy roads, she was driving an RV. She cannot weigh 105 pounds, sopping wet, putting mascara on with her left hand while driving. I just am like, I am on an adventure of all adventures.
Ah, fantastic.
So, anyways, well, I will see you when you get back. And thank you guys. And also, our YouTube, make sure to go. We did a question and answer that will only be released on YouTube. And we talk about how we are human beings and have interests, like what do you like to do for fun, etc. Judgy-y.com, the Judgmental Podcast. Thank y'all. Thank you.
All right. Bye, guys.
We need some justice, justice. My life is fine, justice.